Hello friends, viewers, subscribers, whoever you are and wherever you are. In yesterday's video I promised you explosive stuff this week, and you can get ready because you are going to get shocked on a number of occasions. I have in old videos spoken about Charles and the other children I believe he fathered. 2 at the very least, maybe even 3, who knows. Before Diana, King Charles really played the field and asked about 5 young women to marry him. They all, including Diana's sister, turned him down. Does that sound familiar? Yes, apparently Meghan was also not the first woman Harry asked to marry him. All the others turned him down. According to some trusted informants, and Harry himself, if you read his book, there were also one-night stands and paid-for action. So what are the chances that there are little Harrys in Africa, Afghanistan, and other parts of the world, even Britain? Do you want to tell me that Albert of Monaco is the only royal in the world who had women trying to become a princess by getting pregnant, or then to buy themselves financial security by getting pregnant? No, I do not believe it. Albert is just one of a very few who acknowledges his children, and for that I really respect him. Okay, now, as many of you will know, I have been working, albeit long distance, on the origins of the Harkle children, and the only reason why I do not really have you follow along with every tidbit is because I've hit a snag. I have a problem. I have 2 plausible explanations for each child, and believe it or not, but I have receipts for it all. Now, I know the palace and likely Meghan and Harry know how deeply I'm looking into this, and the reason I know is because I wanted to be kind, decent and honest, and a few years ago when I found something real, true and with receipts, I thought I would do the decent thing and inform them first, so they have the time to come clean and explain. But instead they did not reply to me, but instead I heard from a friend that there was a total witch hunt to find the leak. I also received a letter from a lawyer. Remember that? Well, if you do, then you will also remember that I suddenly suffered from severe memory loss. Anyway, so where I'm at now is that I'm stuck with 2 birth scenarios for Archie and 2 for Lily. And as I said, I have receipts for each. And I know that at least 1 or 2 scenarios are likely a decoy. But which one? In today's video, I'm going to stick to Archie, or then the boy child, or male child, or children. So let me explain. I wish I could tell you exactly when I was told this, but I also remember seeing it elsewhere soon after I was told this particular story. The story is that sometime before Harry and Meghan's wedding, a solicitor's letter arrived at the palace. The letter contained a photograph of a little boy, and the letter demanded that Harry acknowledge his son and or pay maintenance. All I have, which may prove that this may be true, is the name of a firm of solicitors. But of course, it will be pointless to approach them because they may not and will not break their client's confidence. The number 2 version is, for me, personally, a major issue because I got the almost exact same version from different people who do not know each other. The one person had a family member who corroborated her story. Another had photographs or a particular photograph to back up her story. And the third one sent me her credentials before she told me her version of the same story. Now, the story is that Harry already met and knew Meghan when he made another girl pregnant. This girl, however, did not want to marry him. She liked him well enough, but she did not love him and did not really want to live in that fishbowl of a royal life. But even if she did, even if she was in love with Harry and prepared to learn how to deal with royal life, Harry was already up to his eyeballs in Meghan's clutches. Yet he knew the child was his and he really wanted to see his child from time to time. He allegedly did inform his father and or the Queen. I'm not sure about that one. But anyway, the only solution they came or could come up with was for him to marry as soon as possible, because then a child could be worked into the narrative. And that allegedly is why Eugenie's wedding was moved along and Harry and Meghan got married so quickly. The third story is the one we already know, namely that Meghan faked a pregnancy and miscarriage and used that as reason for them to use a surrogate. Meghan retrieved her frozen eggs or embryos, they got a surrogate, and voila, there was Archie. Somewhere in my community post, you will find a list of all the videos I did on the Harkle children, and in particular Archie. And there are many, a lot. So I'm not going over everything I spoke about regarding a surrogacy, not in this video at least. There is more than enough material you can go look into. Anyway, so as I was poring over paperwork and screenshots of tips and information and every little detail and nuance, I know I'm missing something. I know that somewhere in there is a decoy, something to distract me, because at some point I must have gotten too close. But I have no clue which of these stories are real or closest to the truth, because if I am to print out all the supposed or alleged proof, then it would or could likely fill a 600-page book, if not more. Worse even, well, for me at least, I don't mean worse, I think, I actually just mean it makes it more difficult for me, is that none of these people I'm talking about here, the ones who gave me the information, are indeed nasty attention-seeking liars. Not one of them. They are all relatively ordinary working-class people with absolutely no reason to lie. So it really, really pains me to not get to the truth. So what I did was that I went through the photographs I had. But before I tell you what I observed, let me tell you what a person told me ages ago. She told me that Archie, the real Archie, or at least the child known as Archie, has very curly hair. Meghan's original type of hair, okay? But this person told me that Meghan cannot stand it. And from the time he actually got more hair, she had been straightening it. She also says that Archie does not have red hair, but instead dark brown hair, which Megan rinses with a color shampoo to give it a glint of red. This person referred me to that photograph which appeared in the media of Megan, Archie and Doria on a Zoom call. Apparently, allegedly, the child was upset because of this hairy issue. He did not want to sit still anymore and cried that Megan was pulling his hair. So not only do I see a difference in hair texture and colors sometimes, which I thought was due to the light and so on, but now that I'm looking with purpose, Archie also seems to grow and shrink. Then he is significantly taller and overall bigger than Lily, and then they are more or less the same height and size. So, my dears, what if there are two Archies? What if Harry did make a girl pregnant? We all know Megan. She would not have allowed that child to be the only one for a while. So, of course, she arranged a surrogacy post haste. A child who could be born in wedlock and who supposedly had Harry's DNA and his legal wife's DNA, supposedly. Okay. Now, I don't mean that they are both named Archie, but what if Megan swaps them out? What if, when the firstborn visits, the taller one with the less curly hair visits, she keeps the other Archie out of sight, or the other way round? One of these people who sent me some stuff also said that I should look back. Harry seemed to always be in the United Kingdom in April doing supposedly whatever. So I went and checked, and you know what? It is true. I just got a notification that Harry touched down in London on Sunday, supposedly for his court case against Home Office regarding his security. And according to everything I heard, he did not have to come to London, as this is just a preliminary meeting or hearing to determine whether the case should actually go ahead at this point. So why did he come? Is it perhaps his other son's birthday? I'm just asking. Guys, I am going to spend more time on this because this is basically as far as my interest in the Harkles are concerned at this point in time. But I thought it best to bring you up to speed so that we are all more or less caught up. Okay, guys, now I'll bring the rest to you as soon as I can, and obviously the follow-up will be as the other things that I've heard and know about Lily. Okay. Alright, so until we meet again on that one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.